Tervetuloa Maailmankuvia-sarjaan. Tätä jaksoa kuvataan Virossa Lilleorussa. Ja tänään minulla on tässä vieraana Janus Viisa. Seuraava keskustelu käydään englannin kielellä. Hello, Janus, it's nice to meet you.
Hello.
So, we are right now in Lilleoru, and this place has become familiar to you already 10 years ago, if I understood right. So, this is a World View series, and now we are hearing your story, your spiritual journey, what you have been in this life, and how everything has started to you with this spiritual journey. So, let's begin. Where you have been born and when it was?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am Tallinn boy, mm-hmm. Capital city, and it's difficult to say where to start the spiritual journey. You asked, yeah.
So it didn't come from your childhood, from your home or something?
Yeah, because I already was churcher, we can say churcher, yeah. In secondary school, and I did yoga and different such kind of stuff and tried to find the answers to the main questions why I'm here and where is the who created this world and how I find him, or is it possible that he is somewhere, or such kind of questions with yoga connected. But
so was the yoga first connection to the spiritual world?
First connection was yoga, hatha yoga. This is physical yoga. Yeah. But yeah, years went. Then 10 years ago, I started to learn this here more deeply. Yeah. But actually, the spiritual word is like this is like outside from the life, but spiritual people and ordinary people, you know. But I can say, with my experience, that when you are in such kind of situation, when you are in trouble or some kind of difficult situation, then you trying to find solutions and you don't find them, then you start to searching. And then happened with me, I went to this Ingvar Viido course. But before that, I did meditations and different things. But after this course, I don't read any more spiritual books because I know who I am. So when I forget it, then I know how to find it like this. Yeah. Of course, I forget it. So for me, all answers came with this course. Yeah.
If we're going back to the example, your childhood, your family wasn't any religious or?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, because Soviet time there was very few families, religions. I absolutely know. Yeah.
And this first spark for this kind of a spiritual journey, you attend some yoga course or?
You mean in the secondary school?
In that time? When
of course. Yoga course, weekend trainings. Or,
And that was that Hatha yoga?
Hatha yoga, this was Hatha yoga.
Did you read some spiritual books in that time?
Yeah, during Soviet time we didn't have many, but after independent started, then I read many books. But they didn't help me. They said something. Oh, you have to be yourself. You are like a god and such kind of stuff. But it wasn't for me practical. Yeah. But maybe a very good start for my journey is something 16 years ago. I went from Tallinn to so far as I can in Estonia, in countryside. In Tallinn I worked as a business person, sales manager and salesperson, sales manager, sales consultant, business consultant. But then one day I feel that I can't anymore live in Tallinn. It was too much for me.
Which way? Was it too rational energy in that place or something else?
No, intensity. It was 16 years ago. Intensity and stressful and I was against anything what was not natural. I want to live natural life with connected to the nature. But if some food or building material wasn't natural, then I started very angry to this person. Why you are building with this chemical stuff? Such kind of anger came, and it was resistance to everybody that wasn't natural. And that was the kick, we can say, for me to go to the countryside. So I was capital city boy and then to the countryside. I even didn't know how to use hammer or handsaw. But and it was emotional. Now I can say it was very emotional to go very quickly and to start with tent. And first year we with children lived in the sauna, English also, in sauna nearby village sauna, and we had hats inside because so cold was.
Okay.
Such kind of. And then why I speak about this, why I tell about this, because I didn't thought how to manage in countryside. Because I worked in the business in Tallinn, but in countryside I changed my work also. I started to be natural building expert, but never I didn't have experience in building. But I went to the island to learn natural building.
To Ireland?
To Ireland,
Okay.
Ireland, yeah. One American guy came to the island because I read his book. and I was very motivated at how to do clay house with poor food, your feet and your hand. You can build house actually. It's true, but yeah, when I came from Ireland, then I started to do workshop, and when I go to the countryside to live, then I thought, oh, I can do 3 workshops per year and I live with this money. But it wasn't actually true. I didn't manage. A lot of troubles, no money situation was. When we came to the countryside, then we had money because we sold the property in Tallinn. But then, yeah, troubles, and when you are in the trouble situation, then you usually some people maybe not, but I try to find solutions how to came out from this situation. First years were okay, but it started, this economical bad luck started with 3 years or during 3 years or something like this. But luckily, before these problems started, I went to the Ingvarville, the course. But this period was quite okay. We came to the countryside and I had money from Tallinn, but then maybe something 3-4 years after that, when I already knew this methods, technology, how to release emotions when you have some problems, then came a lot of sadness. A lot of sadness, anger. I was angry also to the wife, and why you're doing so, and disappointment, very big disappointment, because I thought that everybody is speaking how to live in the countryside and how to go to countryside to live in Estonia, but nobody didn't do it. And that's why I was very angry to everybody, to the society, to myself. And a lot of sadness came. I know that this sadness came from my childhood. I lost my father when I was very young, and grandfathers and mother also when I was very young man. And maybe this came from my childhood. So I was in the countryside when I lived. I was in the forest. Maybe 2 hours I cried. It was very awful for everybody near me also. But yes, but then I remembered, oh, I have techniques, these. And now, during last years, maybe I have cried 2 seconds or 3 seconds because no reaction, no any more reactions. When the Ukrainian war started, maybe these days was a little bit reaction, but no automatic reactions. And it helps me a lot to came out from this depression and this situation. And yes, it takes time to be economically already balanced, but if you don't have such kind of strong feelings, then it's with calm situation you can very quickly do solutions and work and find the solutions. Maybe this is also spiritual, we can say. This is everyday life for everybody. But I was churcher and I went to the countryside. I thought that in the countryside I am calm and happy, and like we usually think that in the city maybe too stressful, let's go to the countryside. But the problem are inside, so they're coming out. The anger was with me, the sadness was with me. And yes, this is a story, a spiritual story.
It is indeed. When you go to the countryside and you have been all your life in, as I mentioned, city boy, first thing what will happen is that you have to face about yourself, because there is not that attractions like in a city. So you have to face yourself, your emotions and thoughts and everything about you.
Yeah.
And that is what makes it hard.
Yeah, especially I went to this place where was only, you are also in Finland, you have many such kind of places where is only forest, river, and during the winter was so silent that even no birds, no voices, absolutely silent.
I'm living in that kind of place.
Oh, you're lucky. Maybe not.
Yep.
But the interesting thing is, sorry, continue, that I changed my life about 3 or 4 years ago. I decided, no, I don't have any more such kind of pressure to live in countryside. Because no people, I can't help anybody. I am alone with family and like a driver to the school and back. And we sold this place. Very beautiful place. We built this house in this place and we sold, and now I'm back in the town, small town in the South Estonia. Because why I did it? Because I don't have pressure inside to live in the countryside. In the town, I am more helpful to others also.
What is the name of this town?
Põlva.
Põlva. Okay, yes. Well, now when you have get known this Ingvar's courses and you have attended of those, what is your goal with all of this? You have already released yourself from strong emotions. You don't have to react as soon as they appears. You have a time to think and let them go and so on. What is the next goal for your personal level when you using these techniques?
Yeah, usually we say this is good question. Yeah, because it is. Actually, when you start to release emotions, and I had very intensive period, maybe 2-3 years, when I had only focus, not only, but main focus was inside. When something happened inside, when I feel something, then I released it. Then one day you understand that, oh, it's nice to sit here, no goals. What are you doing? Everything is okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter where you are in the Tallinn or in the countryside. Quite neutral is the feeling. But then Ingvar says that the activity is your next goal then. Yeah. The activity, because activity is coming, this is our life, and usually activity comes to your table and you have to do it because I have 3 kids. I have to give them food and other things. And yes, this is the goal, but you asked maybe more spiritual goals or
well, it's all belongs to each other. That when you have a kids, you have a family to take care. You have even that you have a family, it's even more spiritual because you are in relationship with many people. You are handling own feelings, and then you have to handling kids' feelings because they are showing them and so on.
Yeah.
So it's more spiritual even when you have a people, I believe.
Yeah. And of course, there are some goals that are higher, but they are maybe, we say in Estonian, they are siht. I don't know how in English it is, but they are more like a...
You can tell more about it.
How to say, to find who is the creator. To really find. I have many connections and experience with creator in my life. Everybody can find this. Something happens, some persons come to you, how you didn't even call to them, but help is on the corner, you know, this situation. Yes. Everybody we have this, we can say this is also spiritual. But who is this big
guy creator?
Big guy who is who put this person on the corner, yeah, and I get the help from this person, yeah, and this is the yoga path, yeah. Of course, but life is very everyday simple life because you have to do these activities. Otherwise, yeah, you know what happened.
Well, okay.
We have to care our bodies. It needs something. Yeah, that's true.
Yes. Spiritual goal is to get notice who has created everything.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Then I understood right.
Yeah.
Yes. And is Ingvar offering methods for it?
Yeah.
And can you tell more about that method?
Yeah, this is Kriya Yoga. There are actually Kriya Yoga started already. This practical consciousness. They are very connected. And first method is very simple. That you how to find yourself. Who is this? I am talking with you, and I can feel also myself.
Yes.
Partly. I can't feel it deeply because I have to think and to say to you something. But when I remember this and I can feel it, then it's distance also. Distance to other things. And this is already the path to the, like Kriya Yoga says, to the God. To not this. I don't want to meet the God what is theoretical with long beard and such kind of or believer. I just want to practically meet this creator. And the Kriya Yoga path is the first step is true self, find true self. Ingvar says also that, and in the Bible written that this is the son of the God. Yeah.
When you think about your true self, what is those things what comes up in the first?
Yeah, it's difficult to. It's possible to think about this also, but actually this Ingvar Kriya Yoga teaching and practical consciousness very practically teach us how to physically, we can say physically, yeah, to feel true self. Yeah.
Yes. Well, those for your true selves, emotions and thoughts, they doesn't belong it, or do they
belong?
The true selves?
Yeah. Then you have distance, and I feel that that you asked something that I have bad feeling maybe somewhere, but who is recognize it? Not the feeling doesn't recognize or thoughts. Do they recognize my feelings? Somebody must be here who recognize these bad feelings inside me. Or maybe I scratch here. Also, I can see that my focus goes here. Okay. Then something do like this. My focus goes here. Somebody recognize. And when you go to different things, for example, you're looking something, then your focus is here. When you are doing like this, focus is here. When you feel your body sensations and I sit here, focus is, I see that focus is here. And its focus is changing quickly if you change it. But it's automatically changing also. And then you can recognize where it comes. There is one point in everybody where the focus started. This is true self. And when you are taking focus from objects and goes this point where it started when you do this or scratching or looking something, then you can feel that you are. It's very easy, this Ingvar teaching, very simple way teach it how to. There is simple techniques for this.
Yeah. Yes. Then about the life mystical side, have you had any kind of mystical experiences on your spiritual journey, something which is not belong to material world, something?
This experience usually is connected to the material world because we are in the material world. You know? Yeah. Maybe some experience with these emotions releasing. They are maybe more practical. Maybe the spiritual things are too much personal, but this emotional releasing, I remember that I grew tomatoes, yeah? Is it right? In greenhouse.
Yeah.
And you know, when you grow tomatoes, tomato plant has these leaves that are lower leaves. And everybody who is expert in tomato growing, they know that you have to cut these leaves that are lower.
Yes.
So I knew this, maybe it was something 8 years ago or something. I knew this also, but as I said when we started, that I was against everything what was like
not
traditional or not my way.
Yes.
But wasn't natural way. Yeah, I liked natural way. So the cutting the leaves, tomato leaves, is not natural way for me. Wasn't natural. Then I grew tomatoes, but my wife father came 8 years ago to my place in countryside. He's very active guy and old guy, but very active. And he went to the greenhouse. I wasn't in the greenhouse. He went to the greenhouse and 5-10 minutes he cut all these lower leaves. And I remember something that I went to the greenhouse and I saw this situation that he cutting. I started anger and shouting, why you are doing this? Go out, and such kind of anger voice. And
yes.
And he went out, and maybe 3 or 4 years he didn't came anymore to my place. So anger is very lõhku, destroying force. But then something 3 years ago or 4 years ago, we sold this place, and now we are in Põlva, also a greenhouse. And another situation, we say deja vu, deja vu situation that I was inside. We went together to this my wife father to inside the greenhouse, and suddenly I remembered this situation 8 years ago. But it was so interesting to be in this new situation because I didn't have any feelings. Usually, if the situations again coming in your life, then you
react very
similar. But I didn't react absolutely. I was maybe a little bit happy that he came to the greenhouse and he started to cut these leaves.
Yes.
But I was very happy. Oh yes, do it. I don't know how to do it. And no reaction, no bad reaction. So this is also a very spiritual story.
It is indeed.
And one story is that before I was against to the nowadays materials, building materials, and I remember that when I visited this expo fair, building fair expo explanation, where building companies come together and these expos, then I said very badly. I remember these guys that you're selling these products. You have so many layers. I have to buy this. Why you produce this? You want money? Yeah, I was such kind of attitude because I knew that I can build everything with clay. But then after this course, I understood that I had emotions, automatic reactions to these materials against this nowadays life. And then I released. I remembered these situations. I used techniques 3-4 seconds, and after that, I can say that even I am neutral about this, but even more. About 6 years ago, I started to build plaster. I did plastering work usually with natural materials, clay plaster. But then I started to use chemicals also, because one is micro cement, is very much chemical inside. But it's very strong material, very good, very nice. And I didn't have any emotions. Why not to do this? Bad smell before, when I smelled such kind of smells, awful, I go away, I run away. But now I'm neutral about this. It's really inside nothing.
How do you see when we're talking about those strong emotions like angriness, anxiety, whatever it's a strong feeling? Is this technique taking away of those emotions, what Ingvar teaches, or have you learned to control those emotions? How do you see it?
Usually in our societies, I was also very good control guy. Even I had here, you see, Mark. I had a lot of stress and in the business, and very quick you have to be in the business and intensive. And I control my emotions because people, now I know that people has this system here where you can control your emotions. But everybody feel also in the end of day quite tired, and here you can feel these bad feelings and such kind of things. But this Ingvar practical conscious techniques, you don't control them, you release it 3-4 seconds, you release it with technique, and after that in such situations emotions doesn't come back. And you of course have these tools, emotions, anger you have in the toolbox, every emotions you have, but you don't have automatic reactions, emotions. That's the difference.
Yes.
Because actors also use, good actor actually use he manages with emotions very well, or she or he. But bad actor doesn't use real emotions so well. This is the difference in actors also. It's very easy to activate emotions. Actors know how to do it. But if you have automatic reaction, then it very quickly automatically reacts, or you suppress emotions. But this is very bad for our body, this controlling emotions. So this is the difference, not to suppress because it's body killer.
Yes.
But to release.
And how about when you want to feel those very good, nice emotions, love and compassion, and those, what these methods do for those positive feelings?
It's your choice actually to keep them or not. I have some positive emotions also I have released, because sometimes positive emotions also we can take about the natural, the situation, economical situation in the world. Yeah. When I started to learn this clay building, then I understood that nobody don't want to go to countryside to live. Nobody don't want to build the house with your hand. Everybody want comfortable life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ingvar also says that actually environment problems are not about negative emotions or thoughts. They are more connected to the positive one. So sometimes positive emotions, they can destroy also life. Yeah. But I use positive and automatical positive emotions also. I didn't release them all. Yeah. I haven't released them.
Yeah, yes.
You can keep them. Yeah.
Yes, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Good to hear that you don't have to release all your emotions.
Yes.
And
if you release all emotions, then also you can activate emotions, not like this, I am joyful, but real emotion that comes.
It's nice to hear those stories what you have tell, and how this technique has teached you to release those emotions, and how does it affecting completely your life. What else you would like to share?
Yeah, maybe about work life.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I work also natural materials, but also not natural. But I am builder, stove master, stove builder, oven builder, or how we can say. And sometimes in the building, you are doing 100%, and you want to do very good stove or very good wall, to plaster wall. Yeah, I said this about microcement, also this bathroom plastering, but something will happen in the future with this material, or something you didn't see during this building process. Yeah. And then every builder knows this, that you have to go back and to do something new way. Again, you can do repair something. And then usually I remember myself, and when I see other builders, usually they are quite angry and stressful. Why I have to go back, and why I have to do it without money, and such kind of. This is inside the dialogue usually. Yeah. They don't say it to the customer. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's very stressful inside dialogue, and it starts also influence the emotions. Then you're angry, you're doing this again, and no money. But very interesting stories about these techniques. When I use techniques, and the client calling me that, oh, Jaanus, we have problem here, and come here and look this stove or look this wall. And you don't know what problems you have to go to the customer, and then you see exactly what happened. But you don't have information, but you have already reaction. Oh, what? Oh, I have to do 2 weeks, maybe this without money. Such kind of panical thinking, yeah. But when you release these emotions, when you feel this, you release this, then you don't have these panical emotions. You just very calmly go to this customer, and you see that, oh, there is no 2 weeks usually. There is maybe 2 hours or one day or something to do, yeah. But thinking things about the future usually not real things. Yeah, these situations are very good. I like this. And what else? Maybe this also, that when I went to the countryside, then want to be a trainer with natural building materials and to run the workshop. I didn't want to do this everyday work, plastering and like a workman, töömees in Estonia, we say.
Yes. Yes.
Suomeksi maybe also.
Työmies.
Töömees, yeah. I didn't want to be töömees because I was business guy, you remember?
Yes, and, I remember.
And the master degree and I am not a töömees. But then I released these emotions. And then I started to be plaster guy, and now customers they say about me, you're töömees coming. If they say to the child, usually they say also, she or he says that, oh, töömees coming. But I release all these emotions, now I can do this töömees work normally. This is also very good change in my life, because people usually, they don't change so big. Estonian word is very good, kannapööre. It's like moving opposite directions. Businessman and now töömees.
Yeah. Well, if we're thinking about working life, main goal usually is get some money and feed the family and so on. And you have done quite much, if I understood right, that kind of karma yoga work, which is without money. How you deal with this economical situation if you don't get money?
Yeah, actually this is one question what I have, one goal also to this money situation sometimes in my life start, even now, they are not sometimes very good. And I work with my company, I have my own company, and I am the main worker and the boss, and I have also sometimes helpers. But main work I do alone. But sometimes clients don't pay the right time, and such kind of situations, they sometimes goes together at the same time. This client didn't pay, this client didn't pay, you know, you don't have money, but bills coming.
Yes.
And this is very stressful. Oh, what I do. And then I say sometimes in my thinking that that no money, but no stress also, because I can release these emotions. And actually, during last years, less and less I have these feelings during these situations. They are quite neutral for me. This is also very helpful, because everybody has some in their life some situations where it goes down or up, down and up. Life is down and up, but your state can be like this. Yeah, but life is down and up, down and up.
Well, it offers those kind of situations where we can go those high waves or low waves. We can choose ourselves how to react. Yep. So, what you would like to say now in the end of this interview for audience who is watching this interview? Do you have some specific message or thoughts to share?
Yeah, before these questions, I remembered also one, if I can say,
yes, of course,
one small story about childs and family life before this Ingvar course and after. Before I said to my childs that don't eat this, don't watch TV, don't take telephone, you know these stories. Don't watch TV too much, don't watch telephone too much, put the telephone on the table, go to the bed. Angry guy, angry father, yeah. But now I release these emotions also in this different, with these different situations. You have usually automatic reactions. If you're looking fathers and mothers, they automatically react. Even they they didn't recognize it. The sentence is also the same every day. Put the telephone on the table, put the telephone on the table, put the telephone on the table. And about eating also, why they eat junk food and such kind of. And now I'm quite calm. Not quite, I'm calm. I can say if they eat junk food their life, I can say and explain that this food maybe supports more, maybe not, but I think this supports maybe you more. You can your choice is yours, yeah. And if you
do you mean that you don't have to control everything?
Yeah, not to control and not to, if you are with bad feelings react, then your child subconscious remembers it automatically, and your relations are not so good. Of course, I don't let them do what they want, but I don't react emotionally. I can say it's very nicely and calmly also that this is like this is like this, and this food is like this. Sometimes I do joke also that, again, you eat this, very good. Yeah, this is also very, very good for me, that I can be more calm.
Yes, but and I guess it will help you with kids' relationship between kids and with kids, and when you can be calm and doesn't have to.
Yeah, they also see. I remember a situation with cat. We have 0 floor in our house, and the cat,
like a basement.
Yeah, like a kelder Estoniaksi. But we don't let the cat to go to this 0 floor. There are technical stuff and such kind of things. But when we open this door to the 0 floor, then the cat start to move. She wants to go, But my children, they reacted very quickly. Don't go, and put the cat and such kind of. But I remember one situation that I went to the cat. Okay, like this, and then my younger children asked that, you don't react absolutely. She can go downstairs, like this. No reaction.
And when there is no reaction, there is not that kind of a strong energy what people has to face. That is also one good benefit.
But one big thing in my life is that I am not anymore churcher. Because, of course, I go this Kriya yoga path, but I know with these techniques, I know how to be myself, how to feel myself, true self. This is very big benefit, because everyday life, it very quickly gives the distance, and it also the very good energy, calm energy, and a little bit joyful energy to be with true self. But everyday situation, of course, you have to be outside and to communicate, but you can feel true self. This is very good benefit. And as I said, the second thing maybe for me, and maybe others also, life is like this American mountain. Life is. We can stabilize it a little bit sometimes, but maybe next years also like this. But actually with these techniques you can more stabilize your life, physical life also, because your inside world influence directly to your activities and outside world. So we can say my life is not anymore like this, but more like this, But state can be, and every day this state in English can be like this.
More
of course, sometimes I go I forget myself and I'm with my thoughts, and then state goes also a little bit this, but then I remember and I go back to myself, keep the distance, and life is also stable.
So you also have to recognize those moments when that line started to go more up.
Yeah.
Balance line.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, of course, there is not only a question about the emotions, but thoughts also. We in Western society, and I am also now, we like to think and thoughts, a lot of thoughts, our focus is on the thoughts usually. But as I said, with one example, thoughts with client called me that bad situations, and thoughts, they don't know future. They think that future is like this, but they influence our life.
Yes.
Everybody can say they influence. So this course we can change our thoughts also, because we have some, in Estonian we say kivisse raiutud. It's written in the stone or thoughts that take the telephone, you say to the child, take the telephone, put on the table, don't eat this food, don't eat. They are written thoughts that we learned from our childhood. Yeah? And with these techniques you can, we can say, clean these thoughts. Yeah, you don't have any more these thoughts, then they don't influence your emotional body, then you don't react physically in these situations when you want to do the change. Yeah. This is very good. So I use every day these techniques. And even during this our meeting, I used this.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure to hear you.
Thank you.
And now share your story here, your thoughts, and I wish very good luck to you, Jaanus.
Thank you for interview.
Tervetuloa Maailmankuvia-sarjaan. Olen Ingvar Vilidon kanssa käymässä keskustelua Lilleorusta ja hänen uudesta kirjoittamasta Practical Consciousness-kirjasta. Joten tämä seuraava keskustelu tullaan käymään englannin kielellä, mutta seuratkaa tarkoin. Well, it's nice to meet you again, and today we are talking about Lilleoru, how it began, and also we are finishing a conversation about your new book.
Thank you for coming. Let's begin.
Yes. So, now we are in Lilleoru, and like you did tell before that when you was a businessman, you have to make a decision what to do. And today we are seeing what kind of choice you made. We are in Lilleoru. So, how everything began?
It begins from 1990, somewhere there, because I start to search a place for my family, because we lived in an apartment near this place here, and it wasn't so comfort there, you know. I don't know why, but the Estonians always like to live, or most of them like to live with nature, right? And that was the reason why I started to search a place to build a house for my family. It wasn't so simple because that was time where Estonia became independent and lands becomes given back to the owners and everything. Every people kept that land. That it was quite difficult to find something, but I had one lady. She worked with insurance. She always visiting our family and we're paying insurances and other. And she knows everyone around this area here. And finally, she said to me, "Okay, I'm giving to you one piece of land." But she had 70.5 hectares returned land. And she said to me, you know, we can make one cut here. It's historical cut, which happened after 1943 or 4, something like that. And it was 15-hectare piece, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like given to me, because I worked with to her here to make some changes here with her land, and I helped with some government things and etc. And it was a couple of years long process. So finally, I had this land. Right? It was destroyed land because before this place had forest. But it was cut away and sold to some company, and with big tractors, all land, and the roots was pulled to the massive mountains, you know, and it was really destroyed land. So, and then I came here and I started to look what I can do here, and starting my home project. It was wooden, very nice. I never built it actually. It is still somewhere in my documents, like a very nice, how I say, just project, right?
Yeah. How old you were when you started this process?
I was maybe 26, maybe 27, maybe somewhere there. Yeah, because we had one child already, I think, I remember, or maybe 2. Yeah. I don't remember those things. Okay. Not so clear like fathers, right, as usual. Yeah. And then I start to look some materials to build it, because wood and other things, you know, wasn't so simple at that time to receive some building materials. And start to collect them slowly. But at that time I had already students, you know. But that story with students and this land is connected very, very deeply, actually, and practically. I had that Raja Buddhi Yoga period. It was many years long, and I had of maybe not hundreds, maybe thousands people was there, students. But in one day, I couldn't answer any more today's questions. And I said, honestly, sorry guys, I need to stop this process because I don't have answers to your questions. And it was just finished, that's it. I don't teach anymore the Raja Buddhi period. But I said, if some of you are interested, we can meet here in Lilleoru place. It's historical name actually. And I start to here to clean this area and whatever. And approximately 15-20 people came for the weekend. And they helped to make some cleanings and to make some nice things here with land. Yeah, it was like, it was beginning actually. We don't have nothing here, you know, it was like using some wooden posts, and someone brought some from topography, or I don't know how that in English. We're printing those books. Yeah. Today is modern printing, but before it was like they used some kind of metal plates, right? And someone brought those used metal plates, and we had some kind of small shelter and sitting there with rain and heavy cold, you know, and doing some things in the forest, and it was very physical actually, right? And then practicing. We practicing different practices. And by time it's become more clean, the place, year by year, more people coming. And we had different retreats. Some of them was in this place with tents and other things, you know, we're making food here in this shelter, you know, we had gas and some people making food for everyone. It was like, it wasn't like hippie period, it was like more like period of, I don't know how that in English, but in Estonia it's nagu talgud.
Yeah, I understand. Finnish word talkoot.
So those talkoot was done here, right? And then we had some retreats far from this place in a very nice natural area with lakes and like this. And we had many years some retreats there. But then in one day we just asked, so guys, let's make our house here, first one. And we actually started to do it. And this is this yellow house, maybe you know, somewhere there.
Oh yeah, other side of Lille Park.
Yeah, right. It was first actually what we making by ourselves here, from zero, from scratch. No one knows how to build house, and all that material which one was collected by me, it's there, you know. Yeah. And first year we're just making frame, but next year we start to build it more and more, become more like house, and many things happens with that house, you know. It wasn't so stable, you know. It just was like this sometimes, you know. We're using tractor, we pull it back, and we go straight again. We're fixing it, and many things happens. Then we're working with someone here to making money for roof, for example, because we don't have any money at the time. So how much you can was we're collecting it, how much it was possible for everyone. And yeah, slowly it came, and water well and other things. And but I never felt it belongs to me, because it was land belongs to me, right? But not those things which was done here by students. And so that was the development process. One house came, then second came, because our needs was for more bigger space, and because students came more and more, and we're making cellar, and other things, you know. It was a lot of work here, you know, and it was quite physical, tough period, you know. I was always with others there, not like boss somewhere, you know. We working with shovels, and at that time it was good time. But I still have some students from that time, and they remember those times with tears, maybe sometime, right? And new students, they don't know nothing about those difficulties. Yeah, and then one day, some guy went to our place with some Indian stuff. Before it was nothing from what can be connected to the India. It was just a raw place, right? And he came here because a couple of our students was in the Netherlands, and they staying in some ashram there because it was cheaper. And they saw some pictures to the local people there. And after 1 year, that pujari, or pujari is one guy who can make pujas in Indian style, came here with harmony, that small harmony with music. Then he brought Babaji picture, and he introduced Herakan Babaji tradition. He makes a yagya or fire ceremony here. He plays and sing arti here, and like I said, he brought Babaji picture and told many stories about Babaji and etc. And one interesting thing happened in this moment, in this process there. It was strange for us because Estonians in the forest, you know, some Indian guy coming here. Actually, he's not Indian, he was white guy, but with Indian stuff. All of us, maybe 30 people, sitting on the second floor in the yellow house, and he started to sing arti. Arti is Indian style to serve God. Like in churches, we have different songs and other things, but
Kirtans.
It's not kirtan.
Okay.
It's more like more deeper, a little bit deeper.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and he started to play, but I saw he couldn't do that because strange surroundings, strange people, and it was difficult to start to him. Then they pushed him a little bit with energy. At that time, I know because I discovered my quality, I can provide energies in a very simple way, right? And then I pushed a little bit with him with energy, and surprisingly, he started to cry.
Okay.
I was a little bit shocked because it was so unusual. He actually 2 meters tall guy, you know, and what the hell happened, you know? But after that, I asked him what actually happened. And he said he felt Babaji's presence. But that Babaji, Herakan Babaji, he was passed away at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just making connections between his experience and what was done by me, and I understood that Herakan Babaji was always with me, even before I become known about him something. And that was a simple reason why we using even today arti and yagya or fire ceremony. And then we have a small temple here with old Herakan Babaji Murti. He was Siddha. Yeah. And yeah, that's the reason how that Indian stuff came to our country. Thanks God, I can say today, Indian stuff came here. Why? Because India have a lot of people who believe to the God and other aspects of it, but they don't actually know deep things or reality behind it. Not so much people know it. But for me, it was incredible discovery because they kept knowledge, but I have ability to understand that, not meaning, but that source of this knowledge. And for me, it was like a transformative process from these knowledges to transform it back to the practical life, practical action. It was like a restoring of forgotten knowledge, or theory goes back to the practical side. So, and we start, of course, here to learn arti and fire ceremony and other things, but we don't have to make fire ceremony here, because for this process you need permission. Because fire ceremony is not just you making fire. It was created on Treta Yuga by highly developed people, for regular people, not regular, but for educated people, to keep connection between people and God through fire ceremony when times become darker and darker. Today we in Kali Yuga, which one is first and darkest time, right? But Treta Yuga was white or bright, right? So, and then we went to the India to ask permission. Yeah. I received permission, but I had one condition. This land cannot be anymore a personal land. It needs to be public. And that was the reason why we are changing belonging of that property to the non-profit organization.
Yes.
Yeah, it means I don't have house, I don't have land anymore. It was gone. Yeah, but it wasn't so negative experience. It was just okay. So, and then we start to, of course, create more people coming. Karma yoga is very important here. Karma yoga means it's volunteer work.
Yes.
You're doing something for others, not for self, but for others. It's this process is important because we always doing things for ourselves, and all those things are selfish things. But learn universality, or how to be universal, to do things to the others without any kind of results for ego or true self. This way goes always to the God, how actually God giving to us all resources and never asking something. Yeah, it's one yogic way, right? And it's good way to dissolve ego or egoistic attitude, attitude of owners. We have something, right? So, and then more people coming every year. Every year we're building one house, second house. Then some students decide we like to live here. We have one private house there in Ashram area, and they decide by themselves. We can we sell our some properties or whatever,
yeah.
Maybe away, and we're collecting money and we're making a house for us, for I don't know how many it was, maybe 10 people, 15 people, something like that. And I said, okay, if you like, this is your wish, and you're sure, because it's huge changes in your life, right? If you're looking to the future, if you agree with it, just do it. Yeah. And today we have that house here, and people live there. Some of them are left, some not from old time. And that was quite incredible thing here and decision for them. But what is interesting, in Estonia we have some kind of rumors, rumors are this kind of Ingvar taking away money from people and building up those houses or whatever. He become owner of those things. It's absolutely wrong, because I don't have own nothing here. Everything become or belongs to the non-profit organization.
Also, those houses, what those volunteers has built to themselves, are they also belonging to non-profit organizations?
Yes, it belongs to the non-profit organization, but they have permission to use those houses till their life ends. That's our agreement.
Yes, and it goes also by the next generations that their kids can live as well.
I think so, but I think they don't like to live here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and because you need to know where you are and what you are doing here, right? Because we have some conditions here. Students cannot do everything what they like here, right? So, and what's next? Next, maybe a Flower of Life. Yeah. Of course, we're building that small temple for Herak and old Babaji, because that Babajis and Babajis, people are, how I say, they're confused sometimes. Which one Babaji is which one Babaji? Because that Pujari came from new Herak and Babaji lineage. There was a lot of Western people, and that guy, that Babaji said, he is incarnation of old Herak and Babaji. But some people, for example, Pilot Baba and some, no, I don't even remember which Angurs are here, visited our place and asked them about Babajis, But Pilot Baba said that old Herak and Babaji is the real Kriya Babaji, because he was many years with him in Himalaya and meditating, and he said, I know him very well. But now third Kriya Babaji came on the picture, with Babaji Kriya Yoga through Marshal Govind and Sachitananda. And this triangle of three Babajis, and all of them are Kriya Babajis, and people don't know which one is real one, which one not. But for me, it's no matter, who is who, because that knowledge, which one they're providing, is important. So, and we're making actually that fireplace, 2 fireplaces. One is like summer fireplace, and we have in the forest next one's winter fireplace. And by practices, all those places become holy by itself, because by those decades we had a lot of prayers there, and miracles with natural forces which came out and influencing. That's that mystical part of spiritual practices with nature. If you know how to do those technologies, how to use them. Then we have one stone circle there. That's independent, incredible story. When I came to this place here first time, I saw something. Something light is there, on earth. Looks strange, because I discovered I have clairvoyance too, It was
Are you talking about that mini version of Stonehenge in a flower park?
Right,
Yes.
right, yeah. And by time I'm looking, this just become higher and higher and higher and higher, and finally it's become like light pillar. And in India they call them Jyotirlinga. Jyotir means light, and linga means it's post, right? And Jyotirlinga is connected to some stories about Shiva and Brahma and Vishnu. you know, Brahma and Vishnu, they discussed who is longer or first God. Then light pillar appears and Shiva came out and asked, who is the first? Look, can you see that end and beginning of this light? Brahma goes to one direction, Vishnu to the second, and Brahma and Vishnu, they couldn't find that beginning and end, but Brahma, or creator, said lies to the Vishnu. He found that, and actually not. That was the reason why Brahma had 5 heads before. Now we have only 4 heads. One was taken away because lie, you know. And in India they don't serve Brahma actually. So, and that's light pillar story, right? It's connected to the Shiva, always to the Shiva. We're just putting some stones picking up through time, and we're just putting around it to mark it down. But by time, we're creating many practices with this energy, and still people using who know what we can do there. Next thing was Native American Indians came here. Maybe it was next. Maybe I don't remember exactly. In 1999, maybe they came here. They putting some tipi here, going through day's teachings, tipi ceremony, sweat lodges, and tipi was there in the flower of life many years. And Robert Encinas, he was visiting this place 21 years already. Every year he coming, making his ceremony, and he helping people in this way. Then we starting Flower of Life. It was interesting process again. One student lady said, you know, this is an interesting point here on the earth. It's let's mark it down. We marked it down. It was forgotten for many years. But then our architect Ann Padrik said, you know, I have here Kabbalah things, you know, and that flower of life shape, and it would be interesting if we can create it here, you know. I'm looking a little bit at that shape and the geometry behind it. It's actually mirroring very nicely reality, or what happens in the micro and micro level. And I said, okay, let's start, let's do it. But let's go to that place here. I showed to you that center of it. And that center was marked down by that student, right? And he just started to calculate all those angles and other things, because it's very geometrical, right? And what was interesting, from this point, geometry touching all those previously established temple, for example, and yagya ceremony place and light pillar, everything was matched geometrically from this point. It was some kind of miracle. And of course, we're making that flower of life. It's reshaped today. The basic shape is same, but we're changing some plants there and covering with stones, because we have new temple, Ishvara temple there, or temple where real God exists. It's that God is there, not from mind, right? Not from church. It's real one, and of course, I used with students some Siddha knowledge how to do it. Yeah, So, and slowly new temples coming to our area. We have 9 planets temple, because Siddha's calculating a long time ago how actually our planets influencing through gravity, life in Earth, how it's actually can be influenced, and how people can make changes here to avoid some kind of influences. That astrology in India, in yoga knowledge, Siddha knowledge, was science, not believing. It was mathematically and geometrically calculated. And that's the reason why we're making 9 planets temples here around our area. That consciousness of planets are here. It means it's become very personal. People going, they're asking, they're praying, praying for better life, maybe to become free from some sicknesses and etc. Or to solve some issues, problems in this life and whatever kind of things. And they are quite famous, popular people using a lot of, sometimes they're talking about these experiences there. They have a lot of different experiences. So
Visions.
Yeah.
Inner visions, example.
Yes. For example, sometimes people have very difficult period on days life, and whatever kind of things they try to do, it doesn't work. It's still hard. And we know every person have some kind of hardcore periods of this life, and you have only one chance to go over them. Don't drink. That's not your chance, right? This is discipline. Discipline. Those periods teach to us discipline, how to be disciplined. And after that period, if you're passing it, you have like free water, some good things start to come to your life, like flow. So, and if, for example, people visiting, is it Saturn? Saturn, I think so, was that, who making some obstacles, and asking what is the problem with my life. And Saturn just, not by voice, of course, because we have murtis there or statues, but they don't talk. It's coming by knowledge. You start to know. They talking about some obstacles. Why this one, or this one, right? Or what you need to do to go over those hard times, and this, or about health, for example. You're going to the. We have actually a system here. Sun is like main because our solar system have center in the center sun and all planets spinning around it, right? And consciousness of sun is here too. Can you imagine? It's the consciousness of sun is here. For me, it looks like very common, but your audience, what the hell are you talking?
In some level, I can imagine that.
Yeah, you can imagine, but this is absolutely spiritual, but very practical objective too, right? Then you're going to the sun. You pray. Pray means not begging. It means just like equality. For example, I came to you to talk about some things. Are you fine for it, right, or to it? That's what we are doing here. This is the prayer, right? And then sun sometimes immediately giving to you, go to this plant. This plant is responsible for that. Go there, right? Because if sun is ruler of our system, he knows everyone who belongs here. It's like boss in the company, right? You have your main position there. Then you have some kind of people which one are taking other things and they doing with those things, and you just say, okay, you have this problem, go to that guy. It's same here, right?
Yeah.
So, and then some other small temples become created here. They are almost ready. Ganesha, for example. Ganesha is very famous in India, of course, but like I said before, we don't believe here. We know exist two important parts: knowledge and energy. And Ganesha representing knowledge. that knowledge, what we know and what we don't know yet. This is like a natural principle of knowledge. That's Ganesh. And that's the reason why we're establishing one temple for him. Then we have Muruga temple, then Dakshinamurti temple and other. They are quite specific, but maybe that sort of become too big or too long if I start to explain. But we have one idea more. The temple is almost ready, and statue of it's I don't remember its long name of it, but it's Kubera. Kubera is natural principle, which one are giver, giving to you, and what he can give to you. Money problems become solved, health issues become solved, or physical life health become resolved, because this is that principle of nature which one making those positive things. And of course we have bigger or longer plans here. We have 18 siddhas in Ishvara temple. Yeah, you see they are here too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they are sitting around Shiva, because in Siddha tradition, yogic tradition, the siddhas always looking to the God direction, right? And we have Nandi there. So that's maybe incredible story, because some Indians coming here, Indians, and they're looking, oh, Nandi is turned 180 degrees in opposite, because Nandi in Indian temples always looking to the temple, to the gods. Nandi representing ability to concentrate, to keep your tip of awareness on the one place longer time. And he representing yogic quality of concentration. But here it's in opposite side. And they always talking, oh, this is wrong. Nothing is wrong here. This is just different approach of yogic knowledge. That in Ishvara temple we have real God. He's there. He was he was agreed to come and to stay and to help people. And Nandi representing God too, because nothing exists without God. Or in deepest knowledge, everything is God. And Nandi representing God himself, who looking to the beginning. This is not Nandi of concentration, but Nandi of God. Yeah, this is a longer story, but to become more clear.
Yes.
Yeah. Then we have, of course, Kali Gate here, and we have lake here with holy water. Yeah, and mountain here. That is a new story about how we're making a lake, you know, and how we dig it in the winter time. It was big mountain, but spring came and mountain just was like become flat, you know. Everything was thrown to the mud. It was huge action to prevent, you know, that the mud floating, you know. But now it's become more dry. Now it's become more like mountain again. Then we have that schoolhouse here. It was built by volunteers. It's a lot of 4 or 5 years. It was under construction. We used some reused materials here. You see some big beams are here from one Estonian theater, which was built for just one year, one session, right? Then we have walls from straw bale here. I think it's biggest straw bale house in Europe. It was sometimes.
It was very amazing when I hear what material you used for those walls.
Yeah, because it's quite popular here. Yeah, because it's very good insulation material. It's you know that the plantation growing on the sea or nearby sea.
Yeah.
Is it straw, right?
I only know for a Finnish name for it, korte.
Yeah, that kind of material,
Yeah.
because it's quite good. It doesn't become rotten, you know. It's good with the air inside, like bamboo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it keeps warm very well, actually. And
I know that in Saaremaa you use for ceilings that kind of material.
right, right,
I have
right.
actually
And
lived in-
roofs, a lot of roofs are done by
Yes,
same material.
Yes, this is what
Yeah.
I meant, roofs.
Yeah, and it was incredible, actually. You know, everything what we have done here, I always worked with things, but in this house here, this schoolhouse, I said, guys, so I'm passing. Now you need to build it. I don't do nothing here. Because all previous things, I was always involved to those things. And it was task for students. And actually, it's very good result. I like it. I really like it. And but we build it up. It's become small. Here, this room here can fit 100 people, but it's too small because we have today in non-profit organization almost 200 permanent members. They cannot fit here, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you have the tent in outside.
Yeah, tent is outside, but in wintertime it's cold.
Yep.
And we have a primary school for children here too. And they're using like a regular government program, but with some additional things from practical consciousness. Yeah. We decide in very logical way. It would be good if children know some techniques how to become free from automatical reactions, emotional reactions, mental reactions to the things what happens outside or inside. They know how to make themselves normal again. Yeah, because it's good to start from a young age already.
Yes.
Yeah, not from old age.
I already noticed when I came here and I was just before kids started to eat, I was following what they're doing and okay, they had a full of energy and playing and was very loud, but when they hear that bell and then they suddenly all stopped speaking and nothing and just sit there and they really waited until the last song was over from that bell, food bell, and it was interesting to follow how they dealing with that situation.
Right, right. We have many nice things here. For example, if I add some knowledge, you know, we have that in the forest. Some I don't know how that in English, that you can walk somewhere with ropes and other things, you know, between our wires are between trees, and they can play there, you know. It's like, I don't know how you call that.
Is there something to do with ley lines for this place?
No, I don't think so. It's like more like for climbing, for joy, to be in the forest, something like that. But you can figure out what I think.
Yes.
You can look it after closer.
So what other plans you have for next years for this place? Now when you have this mountain here, there must be also caves and tunnels and so on. But what you will do in next years?
Next year's we're finishing some things which are not done yet. I think you saw we're making some stone roads, right? And we have some tea house there, for example, with pizza oven, which will need to be finished. But big plans, yes, we have some additional projects. With one is some kind of a small spa in the lake area, in the forest, and some small temple maybe on the mountain. But all those things what are created here, they are created for students.
Not for public use?
No, only for students.
Yes.
All development of this area here was very organical. very organical, only by needs. But slowly, we're working more out from Estonia in different foreign countries, in America, in Europe, even in Finland, and people coming here. They start to come here to learn more, to go deeper, because we teach around the globe now some basic things which one can help your life 100% to become better. Can you imagine basic things? For example, same book about what you told here. It's a beginning, but Kriya Yoga is next step, and Ishwarananda Yoga, like a student said, it's next step. This place for deepening, and we expect in the future more people coming here from foreign countries, not only Estonians, but even today some people coming from America, Europe, here for gatherings, and it's quite crowded here if we have some retreats here. And we looking a little bit to the future. If people coming more, what we need to establish here to build up to fit these needs here.
You have even more accommodation space there.
Yeah, sure. And we have a big village here, and sometimes people stay there with village people. And
how about this? When you're talking about this organic level for this place, are you planning also do some farming and bio farming and so on?
Yes, we have big garden here. It was my garden before.
Yeah,
I plant some apple trees there, but now a long time, 20 years or 20 plus years, we have people who taking care about it, and we're using only organic ways to grow, and permaculture and other. I even don't know all these things because people working with microorganisms there, and it's pure organic. And we eating that food. Yeah, we don't sell it because it's not so big garden, but we have kitchen here in the schoolhouse, and people coming. They need to be
very good vegetarian food.
Well, if you are,
Approved.
you know it. Good.
But hey, it's now the time to go our last point of our interview, and that is your new book, Practical Consciousness. And for audience, how they can order this? Is it from Amazon or from your organization?
You know, we decide about book to put it to the Amazon. It can be one place from everyone can order it. But sometimes people don't like to order it. They like to buy it. Even it's become twice more expensive, because you order it and then you receive it, then you put it to our shop here. I don't know, but they buy from this place. But from Amazon, it's very simple. You can give order, a print on demand in any kind of Amazon. And but we have e-book today, print on demand, and I hope at the end of this month or in the middle of second audiobook coming out.
Yes. So this has been even a bestseller in Amazon.com. Wow.
In some kind of categories.
Okay. We have been talking quite much about consciousness in last interview, but when we talking about this book, what you can tell about it?
This book replacing a book in Estonian. Estonian book, Emotions, Biggest Addiction of Humankind, that's translated title, was bestseller in Estonia. Quite long time.
How many years ago?
Couple of maybe 3, 4, something like that. but it's still somewhere.
Okay.
You can find some of them, but not so much. And I wasn't very happy about that book, this book, because it was done by course. It was like a stenogram of book, something, some person just typing down what they said in the course, but it was long time ago. Today those courses is like brilliant by content if you compare those times, and it quite difficult to read was that book. And then I asked translate that Estonian book to the English, and I have one good friend in America who was agreed to work with that material to condense it. Yeah, and that's that result actually.
Freeing yourself from emotional addiction to live more joyful life. This is that subtitle here. And so, what kind of techniques you are teaching here?
This book is concentrated to the emotions. Everything what we're doing in our life, everything why we have sufferings, why we have problems with health, why we are stupid sometimes, we are not smart cookies. All those things, why we're struggling or going to the drink, right? Or fighting, for example. All those examples are connected to the emotions, all emotions. And how you can become free from emotional addictions written on this book. There is 14 different techniques. Techniques means you just do it and it works for you. You become free from some disturbing emotions. I know Finnish people are quite less emotional, but sometimes I see if they become drunk a little bit, they become very emotional. It means the emotions are suppressed. Yeah, but suppressed emotions making huge tensions inside and influencing to the physical health, relations, and other. It would be good to become free from them, right? And what is very valuable in this book is technique how you can find true self.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's maybe I say in this way. In Siddha tradition, we say we have only 2 tasks in life, only 2. Because a lot of people are curious, what I need to do here, what is my life task here, and etc. They say first task, you need to find who you are. Then your real personality appears, real personality. Because today people don't have this real personality. They have personality which are created by the mind or thinking process which are supported by emotions. Second part, or second task, is to learn what is life, what are those things here, to understand. It's quite simple, you know, that suggesting behind, because if you start to understand what really happens, you become smart, right? It means you can create your life by smart way, in any kind of level, even a spiritual level. Yeah, and that knowledge which will become received by life itself, it's jnana or jnana. It's knowledge in Sanskrit. Jnana yoga or yoga of knowledge is highest teaching, because and that part makes us, of course, Homo sapiens.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, and one thing is there more. It's one technique how you can become silent, or how you can stop your thinking process to not to take rest from thoughts and fall to sleep at night, but how to find consciousness. Everything's there.
Find the consciousness and you will find the peace and calm.
Sure, 100%.
Well, have to say that thank you for this interview. It has been very good, nice pleasure for me, and hope to Everything Good for You book, and people, you can find it from the Amazon.com, and Ingvar Villido, Practical Consciousness. So, thank you, Ingvar. Thank you, Lilleoru.
Thank you very much for coming and asking those questions. Thank you.
Thank you. No niin, tervetuloa seuraamaan taas Practical Consciousness-lähetystä täältä Villa Spiritistä ja tänään onkin oikeastaan meidän viimeiset puheenvuorot. Näitte tässä äskettäin dokumenttia myöskin tästä Ingvarin kertomana tästä Lilleorusta. Olen muutaman kerran käynyt siellä ja paikka on valtavan kaunis ja hieno ja ekologisesti rakennettu ennen kaikkea. Mutta tosiaan sitä asuttaa ihmiset ja ihmiset tekevät sen paikan ja meillä on täällä tänään 2 ihmistä puhumassa myöskin tästä paikasta, eli Lilleorusta Kelly Lintula ja Heidi Grenman. Ennen kuin mennään tähän Lilleoruun tarkemmin, niin voitaisiin vetää semmoinen pieni yhteenveto näille tämän viikonlopun opetukselle, mitä niin kuin on nyt tuotu tässä ja ihan vapaamuotoisesti kerrotte, mitkä on niin kuin tavallaan semmoiset pääkohdat näissä asioissa, joihin kannattaa ihmisten kiinnittää huomiota ja antaa myöskin tietoa siitä, että jos ihminen on kiinnostunut tulemaan niin kuin Lilleorun vaikka kurssille tai sitten niin kuin Suomessa pidettäville kurssille, niin nyt olisi hyvä aika myös sitten niihin. Ja Heidi, do you need translate for what I just said or is it okay like this?
I don't need translation. I did understood. Thank you.
Okay. So, which one prefer to start?
I could start if you wish.
Okay. So
hello everyone again, and thank you again. I'm really happy that I can be here. And this has been really nice weekend we have spent here, and possibility to talk about what we do, about the teaching, about Lilleoru, what we speak more about today. And what I would say that I think the most important thing is that Lilleoru is accessible for everyone. Everyone can visit the place, everyone can join the teaching. There are many possibilities. You don't need to jump all in at once. But you can, for example, you can participate in the lectures just to sneak around what's happening there and would it be something interesting for you. And the next lecture, open lecture, is already next Wednesday in the Path of Wisdom series. So if you Google it, you can find it if you're interested.
Online series.
Sorry?
Online series.
Online, yes. And it's translated in Finnish as well. So we're keeping it in many languages, in English, Russian, German, Finnish, so everyone who's interested would be taking part of that. And of course, if people, and I know that your audience is more interested in deeper studies as well, and maybe even more esoteric things in life. And the Path of Wisdom actually gives quite a nice hints about that as well. And there is possibility to ask questions online, and whatever questions you have, just be active and ask. And if you are interested of practical consciousness studies, then you're really welcome. Just take the first step. Come to the first and second course, and then you can follow if it's interesting for you. And but I know it's life-changing. And everyone needs some changes, whatever it is, you know.
How about this language that if you go to the course to the Estonia, is this course kept in Estonian language?
The courses are available in different languages. If you want to come to Ingvar's courses, then Ingvar will held it in Estonian today, but I have been in English as well. But it's translated to English every time. But Kelly now is kicking off in Finland in Finnish, so it's a perfect way to join Finnish people to the practical consciousness team, I would say. So the language is not an obstacle because Kelly is really great teacher and fluent in Finnish as well.
Yes. Kelly, miten, jos nyt ennen kuin lähdetään tähän Lilleoruun, niin voitko vähän kertoa tarkemmin niistä kursseista, Practical Consciousness-kursseista, joita sinä vedät Suomessa ja miten siihen on mahdollista osallistua ja mitä ehkä osallistujisen olisi hyvä etukäteen niin kuin tietää tai selvittää?
Joo, tosiaan Practical Consciousness-kurssit on, ensimmäinen on tulossa helmikuussa. Ja tietenkin voi niitä kursseja vetää aikaisemminkin, jos on kiinnostuneita, että siitä olisi hyvä niin kuin ilmoittaa. Ja mä pyrin pitämään lähinnä niitä kursseja online, koska Suomessa etäisyydet näin pitkät. Mutta jos yhdellä paikkakunnalla sattuisi olemaan niin kuin 10 kiinnostunutta kurssiin, sitten voidaan järjestää niin kuin paikan päälläkin livenä kurssin, sellaisena viikonloppun kurssina lähinnä.
Onko jotain vaatimuksia tai toiveita tai tämmöisiä asioita niitä ihmiset, jotka osallistuu tähän, eli onko se suunnattu jollekin tietylle ryhmille, miehille, naisille, nuorille, vanhoille? Miten se olet ajatellut?
No, tämä kurssi sopii ihan kaikille. Tässä on ihan sellaista ihan perusrunkotietoa itsestään, mitä sisälläsi tapahtuu. Ja kaikki nämä tekniikat soveltuvat ihan kaikkiin ongelmiin, elämän ongelmiin. Koska meillä on kaikennäköisiä ajatuksia, tunteita erilaisista elämäntilanteistamme ja itsestämme ja muista. Ja että siinä jo niin kuin viikon kuluttua, kun otat ne tekniikat käyttöön, että silloin voi huomata, muut tulevat huomaamaan sen eron, että tämä henkilö on pikkasen muuttunut, että mitäs tässä on tapahtunut.
Kyllä. Ja kun nämä kursseja pidetään, niin onko ne tavallaan intensiivisiä viikonloppukursseja, onko ne etäopiskelua netin välityksellä, onko se jokin paikka, johon kaikki kokoontuu ja viettää viikonlopun siellä ja on kurssi, vai miten se käytännössä tapahtuu?
No käytännössä, kun se on online-kurssina Zoomin välityksellä, silloin tietenkin se riippuu vähän ihmisistä, että me voidaan vetää niin kuin 2 täyspitkää päivää. Tietenkin materiaalia on tosi paljon ja meillä on tietenkin myös jatkopäivä, jossa sitten voi kysyä niin kuin kaikennäköisiä kysymyksiä maan ja taivaan väliltä ja tarkentaa niitä tekniikoita, että voidaan käydä uudestaan niitä ja tarkistaa, että kaikki on mennyt oikein.
Eli kaikki kurssit tällä hetkellä on online ja myöskin suunniteltu helmikuun kurssi?
Joo, helmikuun kurssi on suunniteltu nyt online-kurssiksi, että jos löydetään ihmisiä samalta paikkakunnalta, joille niin kuin sopisi niin kuin tämä kurssin käyminen niin kuin livenä, ja olisi hyvä, jos ihmisiä olisi niin kuin 10 plus. Silloin voitaisiin niin kuin järjestää niin kuin livenäkin tämä kurssi.
Joo. Minkälaisia tietoteknisiä taitoja ihmiseltä vaaditaan, että hän voi osallistua online-kurssiin?
Me lähetämme kirjautumisen jälkeen ohjeet, miten Zoomin sovelluksen tulisi niin kuin latata ja miten sitä olisi hyvä testata. Ja tietenkin mä viimeksi myös testasin henkilöiden kanssa ennen kurssin alkua, että toimiks kaikki. Että olisi hyvä niin kuin kirjautua sisälle jo aikaisemmin ja sitten voidaan niin kuin tarkistaa, että kaikki yhteydet niin kuin toimii ja että niin kuin omallakin koneella on kaikki valmiudet olemassa.
Kyllä. Sinä toimit myöskin niin tämän Ingvarin tällä hetkellä menevän verkkokurssin tai tämmöisen webinaarin suomen kielen kääntäjänä. Voisitko antaa jotain sellaisia ohjeita myöskin siihen, että mistä ja miten voi liittyä tähän kurssille, eli mihin sivustolle noin konkreettisesti pitää mennä? Voitko antaa jotain siihen liittyviä suomenkielisiä ohjeita?
Tarkoitat varmaan tiedonpolku-sarjan haastatteluja.
Joo.
Ne on varmaan siellä lilleoru.ee-sivulla, mutta tietenkin mä laitan tapahtuman aina Practical Consciousness Suomi Facebook-sivulle ylös, että senkin kautta saa kaikennäköistä tietoa. Ja kun sä liityt siihen Zoomin tapahtuman, olisi hyvä, että Zoom olisi päivitettynä jo ennalta. Ja siellä on sitten alhaalla sellainen nappi, missä on se interpretation, ja sieltä voi sitten valita Suomi tai Finland. Onko se englanniksi siellä? Joo. Eli näin pääsee kuulemaan suomenkielistä tulkkausta.
Joo, ja tosiaan nimenomaan se, että tiedän, että meidän kanavaa seuraa vähän vanhempaakin ja varttuneempaakin väkeä, niin sen takia nämä tämmöiset yksityiskohtaiset tiedot, miten päästään, niin on välillä paikallaan myöskin sitten kerrotaan. Okei, mutta lähdetäänkö tarkastelemaan nyt Lilleorua? Me saatiin jonkinnäköinen kuva nyt siitä, että minkälainen paikka ja miten Lilleoru on syntynyt. Ja lähdetäänkö miettimään ja pohtimaan sitä, että mitä tämä paikka on teille tuonut ja taas toisaalta se, että mikä on tavallaan se hyöty ja mitä olette saaneet niin tästä paikasta. So Heidi, let's talk about a little bit about Lilleoru and how do you see it in present day? What kind of benefits it has brought to you?
Yes, I joined Lilleoru as a member 3 years ago only, so we haven't been around 30 years as quite many of the students. And but I was around before that because I was near 10 years I have been studying with Ingvar, but in a few years I was really narrowed. Going to the parking place, parked my car, went to the teaching, and then came back. I didn't do anything for Lilleoru. I didn't do anything there, and just was focusing on my personal studies. And then in one point I saw that I saw that I could contribute. And then I went to ask, do you need any help or something? And then they said that they needed help. And then I started to contribute. And it was like we talked yesterday, it was like inner calling that you have gained so much from the place and from the teaching, and it was so natural to give something back. And this is actually most of the stories I have heard. I'm also board member of Lilleoru non-profit organization, and me and Avaoit, who's CEO of the Lilleoru, we are interviewing new members if they're coming in, and most of them saying that, because we ask, why do you decide to come in now and become a member? And they said, you know, I have got so much from here and from the teaching, I would like to contribute. And it's a main reason why people will coming in as members. But of course, this is public place and everyone can visit it, even stay there few days, even maybe a weekend, and so on. So sometimes people think that it's closed place and you can't go there, or maybe some conditions or anything. No, it's a public place, and so everyone is most welcome.
Ingvar said in his interview that Lilleoru is not for escaping place. Can you tell what he might say about it? What is meaning of it?
This is actually a really good topic because first you can't escape yourself. What we are trying, or what people are trying to escape, is some troubles or issues in life, but where, you know, these issues are all under your skin. And I would say that Lilleoru is especially the place where you can solve these things. So you can escape there to solve these things, yes, but you can't escape life because you are in the center of your own life. So there is no escape, but you can find the solutions. And this is what not only Lilleoru as a place, but as well the place as well, but the teaching itself gives you like a back door from the troubles in life because of the teaching, because of the releasing of emotions, releasing the thought patterns, and eases up your life. So yeah, there is no escape because, for example, physically, some people sometimes come to Lilleoru and they think now that they escaped life and they want to get rid of the everyday life what they have, maybe in the city or somewhere. But in Lilleoru, there are quite many people who live there, and they live normal life. Wake up in the morning, cleaning, doing dishes, normal things. So if someone wants to stay in Lilleoru, then you will do the same practical things what you do at home. So there is no escape from the practical life. But you can change the environment to focus on yourself, and this way get closer to the teaching, get closer to the holy place, Lilleoru, and that supports your change. That you can do.
Yes. I used to live in eco-village in Finland, in Keuru, and those kind of places are quite open for people to come in. And when they come in, they also brought their problems there. If they have a drug addicts and they want to escape them problems, well, it's not good for the association who is living there, because those problems comes. And I'm just wondering that this kind of things, if happen in Lilleoru, it's not possible to come there, or how do you think?
I actually don't know. Do we have any signs that no drugs, no alcohol? But it's, I would say that's common knowing that, because in a holy place, why do you need alcohol? Why do you need drug? You don't know that. You don't need that.
These are those problems of people.
Yes,
everyday's life
exactly.
might be.
Yeah, I can say this is not a rehabilitation center.
Yes.
So, but you can come, you can take time off, you can focus on yourself. If you really want to make changes in your life, we can help you to that, to define the right answers and so on. And I haven't seen any of that issues. So maybe some drug addiction person will comment. I haven't seen. Maybe earlier years, maybe they have had. I haven't heard it. So, but it's open. Everyone, whatever issues you have. We're not issue-solving center, but we are a self-development center, I would say, supporting persons' change. So if you're ready to change, we're open for you.
Kelly, tähän samaan aiheeseen liittyen kysymys sinultakin suomen kielellä sitten, että kun tavallaan tuleminen asukkaaksi Lilleoruun ei taida olla ihan niin yksinkertaista, koska ihmiset laittaa sinne omat asunnot, eli ne joutuu tekemään ne asunnot. Siellä ei ole ikään kuin valmista paikkaa niin kuin muuttaa sisään muuta kuin tavallaan viikonloppuvierailuja varten. Onko näin?
Joo, meillä on sellainen uusi ratkaisu siellä ison koulurakennuksen vieressä, jossa sitten voi vuokrata tätä huonetta tai vuodesia. Eli siinä mielessä siellä on oma hinnasto tietenkin. Ja
Mutta se on niin kuin väliaikaista käyttöä.
No joo, se vähän riippuu millainen on sinun asenne tätä koko opetusta kohtaan. Että sitä kyllä katsotaan ja seurataan, että miten käyttäytyt ja millaiset ovat niin kuin tottumuksesi. Että ei siellä ole joupottelu kyllä ole sallittu mun mielestä.
Joo, en ihan tätä tarkoittanut. Lähinnä toin esille sitä, että tavallaan ihmisten on rakennettava ne talot ja asumukset sinne sitten, kun tulee jäseneksi tavallaan siihen yhteisöön, on käynyt ne koulutukset ja muuta. Eli sellaisille ihmisille, niin onko siellä olemassa paikkaa tavallaan vai tuleeko ne sitten asumaan johonkin Lilleorun läheisyyteen tai Tallinnaan ja käyvät sitten Lilleorussa? Miten tämä asukkaaksi tuleminen niin oikeastaan tapahtuu?
Mä sanoisin näin, että suurin osa jäsenistä käy joko viikon sisällä tai viikonloppuisin oman elämänsä ja oman työn ohella sitten omasta kotista tulevat ja yöpyvät sitten joko yhden yön tai pari yötä, että miten he ovatkin päättäneet, tai jos jollakulla on lomaa, että tulee viikoksi ja sitten tekee karma-joogaa tai muuta vastaavaa tai omia harjoituksia. Että siinä mielessä me ollaan niin kuin aika läsnä niin kuin omissa elämissä, että me emme paeta mihinkään piiloon. Että tietenkin nämä Lilleorun asukkaat, jotka ovat siellä jo paljon pitempään asuneet ja heillä on ollut mahdollisuus siellä rakentaa omat omakotitalonsa ja he ovat myyneet omat edelliset asunnonsa tai kotinsa ja sitten rakentanut sinne vieren, mutta tietenkin meillä on pieni tonttipula siellä nyt parhaillaan, että täytyy pitää itse silmät auki ja katsoa niitä ilmoituksia.
Eli jos ajatellaan tälleen pitkän kaavan kautta, minkälainen on asukkaaksi tulemisen prosessi Lilleorussa, niin voitko avata sitä niin kuin yksityiskohtaisemmin ja pitkällä kaavalla? Eli jos joku oikeasti kokee nyt, että nämä opetukset on niin arvokkaita ja hän haluaa elää lähellä opettajaansa ja haluaa tulla asukkaaksi, niin miten tämmöinen prosessi pitkässä tähtäimellä menee?
Meillä ei ole sellaista prosessia vielä kehittynyt.
Aha.
Että siellä on tietenkin mahdollisuus, jos niin kuin halusit keskittyä niiden niin kuin harjoituksien suorittamiseen ja samanaikaisesti päivisin tekisit karma-joogaa eli talkotöitä. Eli silloin on siellä sellainen opettajan luvalla mahdollisuus yöpyä. Meillä on sellainen yksi tila ja kesäisin on pari sellaista mökkiäkin, mutta ne on lähinnä tarkoitettu just nimenomaan jäsenille ja jotka ovat oikeasti keskittyneet niin kuin harjoituksiinsa ja tekevät karma-joogaa. Nämä molemmat edellytykset tässä kuitenkin on tässä.
Eli tässä on tavallaan niin kuin on jäsenistö ja on sitten tukijat. Minkälaisia jäsenyyksiä Lilleorulla on?
Sä tarkoitatte, millaisia ihmisiä on?
Jäsenyyksiä. Mä tarkoitan sitä, että tavallaan on niitä, jotka on asukkaita.
Joo, niitä on hyvin vähän.
Joo. Ja sitten on niitä, jotka käy opetuksissa omasta kodista käsin. Onko sitten vielä olemassa joku tavallaan tämmöinen tukijäsenyys, että voit olla tukijäsenenä ja maksaa rahaa siitä tukijäsenyydestä kuukausittain tai muuta?
Ei ole tukijäsenyyttä.
Aivan. Joo.
Tämä on tietenkin Lilleorussa kerätään lahjoituksia niin kuin rakentaakseen erilaisia temppeleitä ja pitääkseen kunnossa niitä paikkoja. Mutta Viron mun mielestä tämä juridinen muoto ei anna sellaista tukijäsenyyteen mahdollisuutta. Tiedäkseni Suomessa mä tiedän, että se on mahdollista.
Joo, kyllä. Heidi, if we thinking about a few years, let's say 5 years from this moment, how do you see, what kind of place is Lilleoru? Do you see yourself there?
I see it's a really busy place because now we really opening the place to the world. That's why we are here as well, and it is, as you said, beautiful place. It's a nice place. It's not only a place, but it has this core as a teaching, and we see that people will find it, will see it's really helpful, and more people will joining us. And so in 5 years, it's extremely busy place, but still there is a silence what we have today as well. So, but what I see in myself, if the place is busy, I probably will be busy as well. So in case I will continue leading these globalizations, probably, I don't know, maybe I'm more abroad than in Lilleoru, but who knows? So, but yeah, in 5 years, busy times, busy place, a lot of teaching, a lot of teachers. Today we have Ingvar and 39 teachers, so everyone will be extremely busy because there will be big demand because world really needs that what we do. These are first steps what we now opening up to the world.
So there is no that kind of long distance plans that there will be open Lilleoru 2 in somewhere in Estonia or some other country where is that kind of village built and so on, people who are interested in this point of view, what you are teaching, that those communities would come?
I haven't heard, and I have been in most of the board meetings, so I haven't heard that we're planning Lilleoru 2, because Lilleoru is one of a kind. It's not, we can't copy paste it. But of course we can open new places later in the world, but that's not probably what we will do, as Lilleoru, but what new students and the student groups and initiative groups will do. And that certainly will happen. At the moment we're opening organizations and we have these initiative groups, but we don't have special places developed at the moment in the world. Because as Kelly said, with the distances even in Finland are really big, and we need to make this teaching available online, of course, but live would be nice. So, but who knows? Maybe there will be one day Lilleoru 2 and 3 and 4, maybe not in the same name as Lilleoru, but practical consciousness schools are what we are opening. So we expect to have the practical consciousness school network in the world.
Well, that I would call as a big plan.
It is.
Kelly, Lilleorussa on kaikenlaista tuotantoa myöskin, ja olen aina siellä käydessäni ostanut hunajaa sekä erilaisia yrittiteitä. Haluatko kertoa tästä tuotantopuolesta, mitä kaikkea Lilleorusta on saatavilla tällä hetkellä?
Joo, meillä on aika paljon sellaisia, miten se sanotaan, mehiläisten...
Hunajaa?
Joo, sen hunajaa, mutta meillä on niitä mehiläisten kotia.
Joo, siis kennoja, mehiläiskennoja.
Joo, mehiläiskennoja on aika monessa pisteessä. Jokaisen pisteen on opettaja valinnut ja jokaisesta pisteestä tulee eri makuinen hunaja ja niillä on omat nimensäkin. Eli tämä on Amritan järven vieressä oleva mehiläiskennojen piste ja sieltä on tullut sitten tällainen tumma hunaja. Ja meillä on tässä toinenkin hunaja, tämä on Ganeshan pisteen hunaja. Ja tässä on sitten suositus ottaa sitten 1-2 teelusikallista päivässä ja pistä vain suuhun sulamaan, ja tarvittaessa sitten pikkasen vettä päälle. Et siinä mielessä, että sen, sillä on sellainen hoitava vaikutus. Et se ei ole ihan leivän päälle pistettäväksi, voi toki, mutta se ajatus ja tarkoitus on siinä.
Joo, näillä teillä on hienoja nimiä, kun esimerkiksi mystisen paikan tee ja hunaja ja sitten on taas
Maanäitin hunaja ja erilaisia pisteitä, Hanumanin piste on. Ja
mistä nämä nimet on, kun niillä on joku tarina?
Koska niissä pisteissä on tämän luonnonvoiman kaltainen energia, mikä lähtöisin sieltä maasta. Ja silloin sillä hunajalla on myös sellainen vaikutus, niin kuin esimerkiksi Hanuman on Manipura chakra ja se on sellainen voimakas. Ja
mitä tarkoittaa Manipura chakra?
Se on tämä
solar plexus.
Solar plexus, joo. Ja sillä kun tämä on hyvässä toiminnassa, me saatan hyvin aikaiseksi asioita. Sitä on hyvä ottaa ennen kuin sä ryhtyt touhumaan kovasti ja tekemään erilaisia vaikka fyysisiä töitä.
Okei, ja sitten teillä on teetä.
Joo, meillä on sitten teetä. Meillä on täällä mukana nyt 2 kappaletta. Selvä pää ja iloinen sydän ja sellainen palauttava tee, mutta niitä on paljon erilaisia ja opettaja on sitten kehittänyt kaikki nämä reseptit ja tässä on sitä sitä lääketiedettä käytetty. Tässä on tarkat ohjeet, että miten, kuinka paljon tulisi ottaa sitä teetä tästä ja kuinka pitkään se voi hautua teepannussa. Että se niin kuin sekunnille tarkka ohje. Ja mä itse käytän nuhaa teetä ja yskäteetäkin. Ja siellä on vielä eroteltuna, niin kuin, että 1 minuutin tee vaikuttaa siihen, 2 minuutin tee vaikuttaa näin ja sitten vielä pidemmin haututettu tee vaikuttaa vielä 3. tavalla. Et siinä mielessä ne niin kuin hyvin tarkat ohjeet.
Mitä pidempään teitä hauduttaa, niin sen vahvemmaksi se yleensä käy niin kuin makuna ja muuta, mutta kerrot, että sillä on myöskin tavallaan tämmöisiä erilaisia hoidollisia vaikutuksia.
Joo, esimerkiksi nuhatee. Siellä on niin kuin, että miedompi tee on niin kuin yleensä lapsille tarkoitettu. Sitten siellä on seuraava vaihe, että kun on sellainen ehkä vähän hennompi tämä nuha-tilanne ja sitten kun sulla on ihan se nuha on jo päässyt ihan liian kauaksi kehittymään tässä sinun onteloissa, että silloin siellä on niin kuin eri vaiheisiin tarkasti tarkoitetut teet käytöt.
Joo, aivan. Onko näillä jotain tekemistä sitten sillä paikalla, sillä pisteellä, siellä maassa, missä tämä kenno on? Eli onko siinä maassa jotain erityistä voimaa, joka vaikuttaa, miksi nämä hunajat tai teet ovat tietynlaisia tai muuta? Että onko sillä jotain merkitystä?
Tietenkin nämä luonnonvoimat on meillä kaikkialla luonnossa läsnä. Emme vain tiedä, että missä on mitäkin. Mutta meillä on sitten opettaja näyttänyt, että missä mitäkin on. Että hän pystyy erottamaan ne aika helposti.
Kyllä. Onko jotain muuta tuotteistoa tai muuta, mitä Lilleorussa on tarjolla? Heidi, do you remember, is there something else than tea and books and honey, what they actually selling from Lilleoru?
We do have a small shop where we sell all kinds of things, and of course including the things what we are producing in Lilleoru, but also we do have 180 members today, plus 800 something Kriya Yoga students who also actively participate actually in the Lilleoru's activities as well. And there are quite many students who produce themselves. For example, malas, for example, because it's in Kriya Yoga, it's a tool actually to use it. What else we have? Other jewelries, some wooden craft, clothes, so different things.
So basically members producing those,
Yes.
and Lilleoru will sell it. Do you have also online store where people can buy?
Yes, we have online store, and at the moment we are building up the online store where internationally could buy things. So it's going to be shortly. So from Finland you can order if you wish, and in other countries as well. Sorry? Kelly,
You could say the name of this webpage.
Yeah, you can find also lilleoru.ee, and you will find the shop there.
Okay. So if we're talking about other aspects of Lilleoru, there is, as mentioned, those Ingvar's courses, teachings happens. Are they regular for the Estonian audience, or let's speak about members? Are those every weekend or every month some Ingvar's course, or how these teachings, how often and how does it happen in Lilleoru?
There are different kind of things what we do. There are specific studies for members only, and that's why people will become a member to be more closest to the studies. And yesterday I mentioned when we had an interview here with Kelly as well that we call it Ishwananda Yoga, and this is accessible for members only. And what it includes monthly practice days, or the evening practices for a few hours. And then everyone can ask questions, and Ingvar makes different practices with us to support our studies. Then we have twice a year we have a retreats. It's 1 week retreat where it has been different year to year, but mostly it's really recommended that you stay in Lilleoru for a week, and so it will be from morning till the end. We do together things, we study, to do work and practice, and so on. It's for a week, and it's really, normal people go to Caribbeans or Canarians or to take time off, but that's what we do. We go to Lilleorun and have a retreat, because then not switching off, but focusing on your personal development, and it's really, really powerful, this weekend retreat. So twice a year retreats.
How about I have to use Estonian word because I don't know English word for talgut. That people comes there and make some work, let's say 1 weekend, and there is organized work that people can come and do work. Do you have that kind of things?
Yes, we do have, and this is open for everyone actually. And this talgut, I even don't know what's in English, but we have many times in a year, because it's if it's in a nature needs more care in spring, and then more care all year around, of course, but more in spring, and then in autumn as well. So yeah, we have this talgut days, and it's open for everyone. So even for Finland, for Finnish people, this information can be found from our website, I suppose, and as well from the Facebook. So, but if someone is interested, why not? Because we do have quite many people who are not members, who are not even in studies, but just come to participate in talgus. For example, if they doesn't have the home yard or something, just living in an apartment, and they often come to other people who are members in Lilleoru. Okay, I will come with you and spending time in Lilleoru, helping with this talgu days, and doing some gardening, for example. Yeah. So it's open. It's not closed one.
This is what I thought, because you have this flower park there. It's need to be taken care, and I don't know how many people lives there. Do they have a time, or is it done by talgut?
It's done. Of course, we have people who are living there, but there are not so many people living in Lilleoru. We have village as well, where it's roughly 16 households. It's right in the neighborhood of Lilleoru, but mostly members are keeping the place in order. Yeah. And for example, the Flower of Life place or park, now when we have enlarged this, and after the creation of this new temple, and there is more penar, how it's kukkapenkki, more kukkapenkki what we should take care of, then we have divided specific people just choose the what it is.
Terälehti.
Terälehti.
Elämän kukan terälehti.
Soon I will speak Finnish, I suppose. So they have divided who is taking care of which one. And these are not so specifically people who live there, but people come from Pärnu, from Tallinn, from Saaremaa even, to take care of them. Yeah. So it's divided, so it would be taken care of all year around.
Yep. Kelly, miten sä suosittelisit ihmisiä lähestymään Lilleorua, suomalaisia ihmisiä, jotka on kiinnostunut ja lähtevät vaikka viikoksi Viroon ja ajattelevat, että haluaisivat tutustua samalla Lilleoruun? Miten tämmöinen olisi mahdollista ihmiselle, joka ei kuitenkaan ole en sano kiinnostunut, vaan että ei tiedä näistä opinnoista ja muista, mutta on kuullut Lilleorusta ja haluaisi tutustua. Miten se olisi suomalaiselle ihmiselle mahdollista?
Sinne voi aina ajella. Eli muistan, että sun kanssa kävi niin, että jäi portin taakse pysymään, mutta se portti kulkeekin tuohon kylään päin, eikä Lilleoru, että Lilleoru oli oikealla päin. Et siellä on iso parkkialue, että jätät auton sinne vaan ja sitten voi kävellä elämänkukalle ja viettää aikaa siellä. Ja meillä on sitten isossa koulurakennuksessa päivittäin on lounasta tarjolla ja perjantaista sunnuntaihin on myös niin kuin illallista mahdollista saada. Ja elämänkukalla voi vaan olla ja kokea sitä, mitä siellä on. Että siellä on sellainen syvä rauha, tasapaino ja voi kokea sellaista palautumista. Sä niin kuin koet, että sä niin kuin tervehtyt ja voit paremmin, kun sä oot niin kuin siellä. Koska siellä on se elämänkukka, se ei ole vaan niin kuin tasapintainen elämänkukka, sen niin kuin moniulotteinen siellä. Ja elämänkukan keskellä oleva Ishvara-temppeli on auki joka päivä kello 12-2, eli suosittelen käymään. Ja tämän temppelin vaikutus on sellainen, että tietenkin sä riisut kenkät ja olet käyttäytyt kohteliaasti ja kierrät sisällä sitten vaan sen pienen kierroksen. Ja siellä ei tarvitse mitään muuta tehdä. Ja sen vaikutus on sellainen, että se ottaa sinulta jotakin pois, mikä on sun polulla tiellä takaisin alkuun lähteeseen. Eli tietynlainen karminen asia otetaan sulta pois sieltä.
Eli tarpeeksi monta kertaa, kun kävelee sen ympyrän, niin ei ole enää mitään karmaa jäljellä.
No me testaten parhaillaan sitä hyvin ahkerasti. Että on kyllä ihan ehdottomasti, vaikka sulla on niin kuin jonkinlainen tunnetilanne päällä vielä, et ole jostain syystä niin kuin päässyt eroon tai on joku vaikeampi hetki. Ja kun sä kävelet sen läpi, että sit sä voit huomata, että sulla on helpompi.
Joo. Ehkä vielä tarkentavana kysymyksenä sen, että vaikka sanotkin tuossa, että sen kun vaan ajat autolla portista sisään, niin onko se oikeasti näin helppo, eikö tarvitse ilmoittaa etukäteen Lilleorun yhteisölle vaikka sähköpostitse, että olisin tulossa, onko teillä mahdollisuus syödä yömässä?
Heidi vastaa tähän kysymykseen.
Okay. Heidi.
Yes, I could add that everyone is welcome, and what Kelly just said, that it would be wise, especially if you come from Finland, because it's a long way, and it would be nice to give you an introduction tour, just to show the place, to show what you could do there, how you could spend the time in the place. So if you will come alone or with your family or the team or the friends, then just let us know. Then we can arrange a small introductional tour for you. Maybe hour, maybe two, even maybe if you're lucky and Kelly are there, then you can have it in Finnish. So if you're interested to coming to Lilleoru and see the place, so contact Kelly or me or straight Ave from Lilleoru. So it would be best, because you just then you will get a proper overview of the place and some guidance how to approach the places and how to use the temple or simple or the different energetic places what we have there. So we are open for you to make a tour there.
So what would be contact information if people wants to go there from Finland and have a little tour from somebody who is there? Is there some common email or something what could be used?
Yes, you can find it from lilleoru.ee, or you can use email heidi.grenman@lilleoru.ee, or Kelly's email, or find me from the Facebook or the message or the messenger. So, but lilleoru.ee you can find the right contacts and yeah.
Yes. Okay. And how about just remembering that there is those food served for kids when they are going to school there, but is there actually public cafeteria or the public possible for public to do something to eat? How does it go?
Yes, we do have a cafe. It's opened every day, but it's not so public that you can just jump in and eat, because it's mainly pre-booked or pre-ordered.
Yeah,
but,
this is what I thought.
Yes, but if you will come, and we know you will come, you can definitely have lunch or even dinner. But what we have all the time, coffee and tea are available all the time, and in the shop you can buy some small things. But yes, if we know you're coming, we can prepare. That's easy.
Perhaps last words for this whole weekend and for this Lilleoru as well. Our time is coming up now to the end, so perhaps Kelly, would you like to start?
Kiitos kutsusta tänne Villa Spirittiin. Ja oli kyllä mahtava viikonloppu tutustua tähän paikkaan ja siihen, mitä sinä teet ja nähdä, mitä kaikkea täällä on. Ja oli hyvä mahdollisuus kertoa suomalaisille, mitä me tehdään, mitä tämä opetus pitää sisällään ja millaisia mahdollisuuksia se antaa, jos vaan on kiinnostusta, tarvetta. Siinä mielessä, jos elämän tilanne vaikuttaa siltä ja et ole löytänyt mistään muualta apua, sitten voisi kokeilla tätä tekniikkaa, niiden tekniikoiden käyttöön ottamista. Joo, kiitos.
Kiitos. Ja sieltä Heidi.
Just sitting here now, and it's really nice place what you have here. You talked about Lilleoru too. I would say it's a nice branch place for Lilleoru, so, or the retreat place, as you call it yourself. One thing is to visit some places where you feel nicely or you feel calm, and you see kind of transformation. And Lilleoru is a kind of place. But if you work with your inner world, you can create whatever place, the same holy place for yourself. So start from yourself and create your holy place. But of course, time to time, come to visit Lilleoru as well.
Kiitoksia teille molemmille. Thank for you, Heidi and Kelly. Kiitoksia myöskin kuuntelijat ja katsojat, jotka olette olleet tätä viikonloppua tekemässä yhdessä. Eli tätä ohjelmaa tehdään aina yhdessä sinällään, että te kuuntelijat ja katselijat ja sitten me, jotka täällä ruudun takana puhumme. Ensi viikolla perjantaina tulee sitten lisää virolaisia, mutta vain sukunimeltään, eli tohtoriveljekset Harri ja Ilkka Virolainen, ja heidän viikonlopun teemansa on sisäisen rauhan teemat, eli varmaan päästään tutustumaan myöskin näihin erilaisiin itämaisiin filosofioihin, joita nämä tohtoriveljekset ovat tutkineet jo parinkymmenen vuoden ajan. Mutta näihin kuviin, näihin tunnelmiin ja vielä viimeinen muistutus, että käykää laittamassa sinne kirja-arvontaa varten teidän yhteistiedottanne meidän sähköpostiin info@r-tv.fi, niin olette mukana kahden Practical Consciousness-kirjan arvonnassa. Joten morjesta vaan!